Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, love, attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. I woke up this morning and it is 2:22, and my guide said, film a morning message. So here I am. We are opening up sacred space. I'm using a little extra palo lately. I really, really like it. I like using 3 sticks instead of the one. But yeah, so let's see why my guides are having me do this. I just feel like I want to do my morning messages. If you guys are OGs to my channel, you know that I did that when I first started YouTube every morning. Let me call on my guides real fast. I was just going to put this out. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me, bless my cards, bless my viewers. But yeah, so I used to do morning messages when I had like 20 subscribers. I just started on January 1st in 2022. That's so funny. 222 again today. And I just would wake up each day, and I had just quit my teaching job, and I was like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where my life is going. I felt so lost. But the only thing that felt good was doing these readings. Every morning, I felt like it was just a little something to start your day with. And I just had a client text me this morning before or after. I had already had the thought that I was like braiding my hair and I was getting ready to film. And she texted me and she's like, I just still love your morning messages. She's like, I still listen to them. And I'm like, wow, like that's so wild that I felt guided to do this today. And then I got confirmation back from the universe that I'm supposed to do it. Okay, so on my channel, I teach people how to dance with the universe, how to know whether you're in how to know whether you're on the right track or whether you're doing what you're meant to be doing. And it's usually just following your joy, whatever you are obsessed with. I'm being guided to use the Rider-Waite Tarot. I just saw the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so we're going to pull that. This is somebody who's very stable with their emotions, or they're becoming stable. I just heard they're becoming somebody that they didn't know that they could be. And I lost my train of thought about what I was talking about before. About knowing which way to go in life. And I have a couple clients who love watching card readings, and they love watching YouTube, and they love the spiritual world. And I'm like, hey, you might be meant to do this. You might want to start your own channel. Whatever you're obsessed with is what your soul is calling you to. Okay. I used to watch readings nonstop when I was a teacher. So follow your joy. Your joy is where you're meant to be. And we have to clean our vessel and clear the clutter to be able to feel into that joy, because you won't really know what your true joy is if you're blocked by chemicals and trauma and all these different things that weigh us down. I know a big part for me was after my loss in 2012, my daughter passed away. And I dove into fitness. I was always an athlete and always like, I didn't really take care of my body. I lifted weights in college because I played field hockey and we had to. And I would go to the gym, but I struggled a lot with eating disorders. All through college, it was a really hard time for me. I had like discord with my mom, and I was very rebellious, not in the sense of like getting in trouble, but like rebellious towards her. If she told me to do something, I would do the opposite. Wow, we have the King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Wands, and the Star card. This is a really, really, really magical start to this reading. Holy cow. This is like all of your dreams and wishes are coming true because you dove into your healing. That's what I was talking about, clearing your vessel, clearing out the trauma so that you can be a star. And King of Wands is literally a man that's like very sexually excited about you. And then the King of Cups is he's learning how to get his emotions in check so that he's not always like this all the time with you. But it's pretty wild that we have 2 kings at the start of this. But yeah, so back then I struggled with eating disorders. I struggled with my emotional health. I was not the King of Cups. And I know a lot of you have dealt with that too. And it's because of our trauma from our past. It's because we hadn't jumped into a healing journey yet. I keep blanking out. Like I'll speak a couple sentences and I'll be like, wait, what did I just say? I don't know why I brought up college. Spirit, can you please help me remember the spiritual path? And we were talking about what you're obsessed with. Dang it. It literally just flew out of my head. And I know you guys are watching this like, Michelle, we know what you were saying, like continue on. And I can't remember, so I can't continue. Why did I bring up college? Oh, your body. Yes, thank you. Okay, so your vessel is everything. So when we are not clear and we're not taking care of ourselves, and we then can't find our joy, you know what I mean? Like we're always going to be searching for that happiness in other people, in things, in money. And when we're on our path looking to do our mission, that is actually when we get on our mission, that's the most fulfilling thing on the planet. And most people have addictions, have eating disorders. They vape, they smoke, they drink, they smoke weed. They become obsessed with something because they're looking for that fulfilling feeling. And what I've learned through my spiritual awakening is that fulfilling feeling is being able to be by yourself, doing nothing and feeling calm. And that happens after you heal. And knowing that you're doing your soul is exactly where it's meant to be. So like if I was at a job I didn't like, I would really struggle to sit alone and find peace, because there was like an itch inside of me saying, this doesn't feel right. You're not where you're supposed to be, Michelle. My soul would be telling me that. So then I would then go and maybe struggle with addictions because I'm not where I'm meant to be. But this reading is saying like somebody's coming full circle and they're finally planting their feet where they're meant to be. They're finally coming home. And coming home means you're a king or a queen. You've mastered it. You figured it out. You're like, all right, this whole journey was so hard and I had to decipher between all these different people and jobs. And now I know where my home is and I'm going there and I'm going to shine so bright. And that home is also what you're meant to be doing in the world. And if you don't know, it's okay. It takes a long while to, once you spiritually awaken, it takes like 6 or 7 years to get fully in your mission. And nowadays in 2024, things are being accelerated. People are being accelerated. So it took me 6 or 7 years to be here, where I wasn't feeling fulfilled and I wasn't happy and I couldn't find my joy because I was in so many environments that weren't a match to where I needed to be. And it took a lot of moving. I moved like 7 different times in like 9 years. I changed 2 different jobs. I did like a desk job for a little bit in between my 2 teaching jobs. I just felt so lost because I'm like, where the heck am I supposed to be? I just want to be happy and I couldn't find my home. And this morning message is saying that that's okay to be in that space because you're learning what doesn't work and you're learning, wow, what do I love? It's like the contrast. You're forcing yourself to, you have to be in pain and suffering to realize, stuttering a little bit, to realize what's not a match to you, what doesn't feel good. You know, we're meant to wake up each day and love what we do. And our world is conditioned to wake up each day and go where the money is. And that's not our joy. That's not going to leave you fulfilled and happy and peaceful by yourself in your house. Okay, so it is possible to find peace and not need addictions. Okay. Wow, let go of control, which is that addiction energy. Your current energy is creating your future. So when we do let go and we say, okay, spirit, and my one candle, I don't know if you guys can see it. It just stopped. I'm going to move it closer. She was just going nuts, this little, I'll put them both in there because sometimes spirit talks through fire. My fire guides, I call them. There's fire guides, water guides. You can talk to your guides. There's runner guides. There's guides that go ahead and run ahead and get all the green lights for you to get the things at the store that you need to get. So you can call on all different kinds of guides. If you want to learn more about that, there's a book called Ask Your Guides by Sonia Choquette. I think it's Choquette or Choquette. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. She has a whole YouTube channel. She is amazing. She's one of my distance kind of spiritual teachers. I've never connected with her in person, but I've read her books. I watch her on YouTube, and she has taught me so much about the spirit world and following your intuition and how to actually let go of control. So it's perfect that that flame was doing that, because she taught me that your guides will speak to you through the elements, through the air, through the fire, through water. You know, you might get downloads when you're in the bathtub. That's your guides talking to you. It's not just a random, you know, message coming in. It's coming from someone. So letting go of control, your current energy is creating your future. So when you let go of the need to know, and I just heard, I know that this morning there's a full moon in 2 days. And I know the energies of full moons. I didn't know it 4 years ago, but now I'm aware of it. It's when you feel like somebody's pushing you from behind to do something. Like this morning, I woke up and I was just like, I need to make more money. I need to put myself out there more. It was just like this urge to just push and go and go and go. And that's not how, and I was panicked. It wasn't a healthy energy. And I'm like, that's not how it works. We do not take action from a rushed push energy, but that's what the full moon makes you feel. It makes your body feel like if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you're going to get in trouble. Okay. It's the swirling energy. Just imagine like when a full moon is coming, imagine a tornado, an energy tornado is coming around your house, it's coming around your body, and you're just feeling this like, this movement, right? So you feel like you need to move, but it's just a passing energy. It's going to pass by your door, it's going to pass by your body. And our current energy, we have to be able to regulate it. We have to be aware of when is a full moon coming? When is a new moon coming? How am I feeling? Oh, I felt this way 2 days before it arrived. And you just start to track how your body responds to these cycles, to the moon cycles, because we are made up of like 65 to 75% water, depending on our body fat percentage. And the full moon affects the tide. We are the tide. So we're going to feel that rushed energy. So this morning, I knew that it is not my job to take action. All I heard was, maybe let's do a reading. That feels fun today. Where the old me would like think that I need to go create a million videos and go to the gym early. And I learned to not react to the full moon energy and to allow myself to be calm. And I actually do the opposite. I force myself to sleep and to rest when I feel the rushed energy. I just want to like sleep through it. And that's okay for you guys to do that too. Because if your current energy is creating your future, if you're in panic and if you're in a rushed energy, you're going to create chaos. And the way I learned this was I was at my second teaching job, and it was so difficult to be there because I knew I wanted to be doing this, but I didn't know how to start this. And it was a paycheck, and I had already taught for 14 years. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want a new life. And I left my one teaching job, and then no money was coming in. So I was like, I panicked and went back to teaching. And that school was great. And they taught me so many lessons, and I left a mark there, and the kids were great, and everyone was so sweet. But every day I was in like misery. So it forced me to create. I let go of control and I said, all right, spirit, you have me at this school, at least while I'm here. You know, thank you for paying my bills, because that's another stressor that I didn't want. So my bills were paid. I was waking up and going to the school every day, and I was forced to create, to use my current energy to create my future. And that's when I really started manifesting, because I was suffering so bad that I was like, all right, this is an opportunity. How can I not suffer in this environment? And that's the key. Sometimes our soul moves us to these environments because we have to learn the art of creating. We have to learn how to create in chaos, as my phone just lit up. Oh, bummer. My neighbor missed his bus to school and he just asked me for a ride. Yikes. Okay, good. It's not for a while, so I can still take him. Okay. So anyway, we are forced, see my flame? We are forced to create. We are forced to be in, we're meant to be in the suffering so that we can create a better life for ourselves. So if you're somewhere where you're not happy, use that opportunity, use that environment. We've pulled back your energy as an opportunity to say, okay, I'm unhappy. How can I create in the unhappiness? How can I like go within to change my external reality? And let me tell you, what I created while I was at that school was so magical. Every day I would say, Spirit, show me magic today. And if it was like a chaotic day, and I was in the gym teaching like 150 kids, and they were, like sixth grade through 12th grade. So some days the sixth graders were out of control and crazy, and I'd have an opportunity to teach meditation, and it was like calming for their nervous system. And then their classroom teachers would email me later in the day and be like, literally, Michelle, what did you do to your sixth graders? They're so calm in the classroom, they're regulated, they're listening, they're like, what did you do in gym class that changed them? And I was like, I taught them meditation. So I was asking for magic each morning. I was praying and wishing upon a star and saying, guides, please allow me to create a great day for myself. So instead of being a victim and saying, why am I at this job? I went in with the mindset of, I'm going to change this job. I'm going to make it fun. I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to leave a mark. And then the kids all of a sudden were excited to come to my class because they knew that it was a safe space where they could, I would let them run around and kind of get their energy out, and then we would calm down, and then we would meditate. And I'd give them like wonderful cloths with essential oils, and they would be hot or cool depending on what they want, the temperature. So I would put it over their eyes, and they would rest into a meditation with a cool towel over their eyes that smelled like peppermint or orange or lemon or all the yummy essential oil flavors. But looking back, I am so proud that I did that. Instead of just ditching the job and leaving, I made the best of it while I was there. So this message, see the flame, is for you. If you're somewhere where you're in discomfort, this spirit might have you there to change the people there, to open their eyes up to a new perspective, to help them awaken. We can leave a mark wherever we go. And sometimes the universe will not move us out of that job until we do that, until we leave, a trickle of stars everywhere we go. And I have students, graduates from that school who follow me on Instagram, and they still say like, thank you so much for teaching me how to meditate. Thank you for teaching me how to handle my anxiety. So the mark that you guys could leave in the environment that you didn't think you'd be happy in is incredible. So be where you are, find gratitude for it, create, force yourself to manifest every day. Say, make this job better. Make this person say this. Show me some magic today. Maybe make me have a half day. Maybe make my work say, yep, we're good at noon. You can go home. You guys can create anything. I used to do that all the time. If there are certain classes I didn't want to go to, I'd be like, universe, can you please free me from this one class? Or make me and the kids be able to go outside and just play and not have to be in the classroom. And then there would be like a fire drill or something, and we'd have to go outside, and then the principal would be like, just stay outside, you're good, because we were PE anyway. So I would manifest so many little situations like that where spirit was helping me. It was letting me know that I'm not alone at this terrible job that I didn't really want to be at, but it made it fun anyway. And I don't ever want to say that teaching is terrible and what I did. I just was exhausted at that point, and I was burned out. And honestly, I think my soul was just ready to be doing this. My tank was dry. Okay, more creation energy. So this morning message is all about you guys, wherever you are in charge of making it better. Co-create your days and be mindful of your thoughts. That flame is going nuts again. So this is exactly the same message. We're letting go of control. We're, using our thoughts to create our reality. We're pulling back our energy and realizing that we are in control, but we're not in control. Sometimes the universe won't move us out of things And then if we quit, we'll just attract the same type of job somewhere else. So we have to pull back our energy and just be where we are and make it the best possible situation. And believe it or not, when you do that, that's when the new job comes. That's when the same type of person that you've been attracting over and over and over again finally leaves your life because you've learned the lesson. I was on the call last night with a client, and she always attracts bosses that diminish her and make her feel stupid. And it's not just to her, they do it to everybody, but she tends to find these jobs where there's these people that are diminishing other people. And I told her, I said, maybe you're there to shine a light on all this. Maybe you're there to help other people stand in their power and stand up to this person. And also, to work on her healing, I set her up with my mentor so she could get work done on her nervous system, because she is being drawn magnetically from her nervous system. She's being drawn to somebody that bosses her around and makes her feel stupid. So that's just a repeat of someone in her childhood that did that to her, and she's still not aware of it, and she's still holding the pain from that. So I told her, I was like, when you pull back your energy and you heal and you work on that nervous system, that's why I sent her my mentor who does nervous system work virtually. She does something called bioenergetic synchronization technique. It's called BEST, and it pulls the trauma out of your nervous system. It is so magical. I've had 5 years of these treatments, and it's why I am the way I am. It's why I'm able to be so forgiving and so compassionate and so loving. It's because I don't hold I'm not perfect, but I don't hold as much of the pain from my past, which used to make me bitter, and it used to make me reactive and triggered all the time. And now I just feel like a star because I feel so bright because I'm not reacting anymore. Somebody could cheat on me and somebody could just be really, really mean to me, and I can see why they do it. And it doesn't poke me as much as it used to because I've released that from my nervous system. So when we release it, her boss will then either get transferred or they'll quit. The universe will literally, it's science, it will remove the things that you finally learned. So the patterns that you finally stop, and the people that you've been attracting, the narcissists, whatever, when you heal your nervous system, the universe has no choice but to cut that person out of your life. It's like a mass exodus. Everybody just leaves. It's happened to me in my life, like certain people I was talking to or friends with, and they weren't healthy for me. They would just literally stop texting me. And it felt like a little bit like rejection in the beginning. And I'm like, wait, what did I do? And I'm like, oh, I healed this part of me. So now they're not attracted to me anymore as a friend because I don't allow them to treat me the way they used to treat me energetically. So if you have uncomfortable things happening in your life and you want to stop attracting it, get work done in your nervous system and it will leave your life so fast. Okay, let's do Angel Wisdom Tarot. Okay, let's see what comes out. Here we go. Hello. I think I saw 2 of Swords. Yes, 2 of Swords. Oh, King of Cups again. King of Cups says, trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust, a situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, a charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. So this might be a little nudge that if you guys need more healing, you can book a session with me. You can book a session with my mentor. If you want to get work done on your nervous system, I can send her your way. I'll link her website below. I've never linked her website in my description box, but I'll do it in this one. And then we have 2 of Swords. So the King of Cups, there's a man or woman who is they're indecisive. They can't decide what to do next. It says being able or unwilling to make a decision, follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy, pretending there is no problem, over analyzing a situation. And in my body, when we read cards, literally when I'm speaking and reading, I get sensations in my body. And when I read pretending there's no problem, that 100% is the message for somebody. A king of cups, a king out there doesn't want to face what's really about to happen in their life. They don't want to have to make the decision. They just want to keep pleasing everybody else. They don't want to ruffle feathers. And I'm here to tell you guys that the most growth that you can ever accomplish in your life is when you make the decision, is when you take the leap, is when you choose to find joy where you're at. And you say, no, I'm not going to let this person treat me this way anymore. I'm going to do the work on my nervous system, or I'm going to leave this job if it really is not a match to me. The way I told my client last night, the way that I knew that I should stay at that teaching job is because spirit was working with me. Like I would ask for like relief and I would get it. So in another way, if you're at a job and you're not getting any feedback and it's just complete chaos after chaos after chaos, that is a shut door. That is spirit saying, this is not a match and we need to get you out of here. And sometimes you have to be the one to make that decision to leave. If you're not getting any, like I was always getting money in random ways. I was always having kids come up to my desk and showing me hearts that they found. And each moment I was like, okay, I'm meant to be here. This is confirmation that it's okay and it's safe to stay here, even though my mind can't really understand why I'm here, but there's a lesson to be learned. And to fast forward that story, I was guided to create a mindfulness program. I've talked about it a ton on my channel. It was in 2020. I got a DM on Instagram from a girl I played field hockey with in college. She works for this a company called Scholastics, and it's out in California, and they sell programs to schools to help teachers teach kids. And in COVID, they were like, hey, we need virtual programs. And they knew that I taught meditation. They're like, can you make 30 videos teaching kids and guiding them through a meditation? Because their current teachers don't know anything about it. And they could just put on your videos for 30 days, for 30 minutes, and the kids can just follow what you say. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But before I got that offer, I had taught at a high school for 14 years and I had only taught 15 to 18-year-olds. So I had no experience teaching elementary or middle school. But the universe moved me out of that school. Remember, I said I quit my job and I didn't really understand what I was doing. And then I went to another school. That was all destined because guess who was at the other school? I taught sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. So now I had a better understanding of the mind of a sixth grader. What do they need? What do they understand? How can I support them emotionally? And the following summer, after I taught at that school for 1 year, the following summer is when I got that DM to create the program. So Spirit moved me to that second school because it knew that I needed the experience of teaching younger kids. Because God was saying, hey, Michelle, you have a mission to help kids learn about anxiety, learn about meditation, and we need you to reach the younger kids because they're the crystal children of our world and they need your support. So I needed to understand that age group. So Spirit literally moved me to a school to help me understand them. And then God brought me the opportunity to create my own meditation room at that school. So I was being primed, right? But if you look back at the first month of me teaching there, I was panicked, and it would have been a situation where somebody would have said, this job is not a match for you, Michelle, you should leave. But I stayed. My mentor guided me to stay because she said, you're getting feedback that you're meant to be there. You can't leave. If you leave, nothing's going to work. No money's going to come in. You're going to be stuck again. She goes, just stay and endure this. And it was hard I'm telling you, it was hard to be at that school when I wanted to be somewhere else. My ego wanted to be somewhere else, but my soul had me there because it knew that this opportunity to create that program was coming, and I needed to learn how to speak to kids on camera at that age group. And that program is now in over 500 schools all over the US and Canada. And guess what age group it's in most schools? It's mostly in elementary. So the high school age, which I was always comfortable with teaching, they're not even buying the program. It's all the elementary and the middle school. So my story is proof that sometimes we're at jobs we don't like and we don't understand why, but your soul has a higher plan. Okay. So that's why we have to let go of control and make the best of where we are and be open and say, Spirit, show me what I'm supposed to learn here. Show me where I'm supposed to be. Please don't let my ego drive the car. Get my ego out of the way. And then when it's time to make a decision, and my phone just lit up. Oh my God, that's so crazy. One of my students from that school just liked something on my story. He graduated a while ago. He's probably like 25, 26. Actually, no, he would be younger. He might be like 22. But anyway, that's so crazy that his name just popped up and he was from that school. So if you're needing to make a decision and you're so stuck, my advice to you is think about if the universe is supporting you where you are. Is the universe trying to make it easier to be at this job, or are you not getting any feedback and it's just chaos after chaos after chaos? Then ask yourself, am I creating this chaos because there's a lesson I need to learn? Am I creating a job that's a boss that's being mean to me because I have something unhealed inside of me that I need to go and see a mentor about? And this is literally working with a mentor. It says seeing a counselor. So our spiritual path has so many different nuances that we have to try to figure out, like, why are we here? What's the lesson? If I leave this, am I just going to attract another one? And that's why we need a mentor, because we need people who've already gone through it to walk us through what's happening to us. And I can't always do it in a collective reading because I don't know your specific situation until you book a session with me and then you tell me what's going on. And then I'm like, oh, I can see exactly what's happening. And then I can guide you. But essentially, you have to make the decisions on your own. Like my mentor probably wouldn't have guided me to quit teaching when I did, but I did because I felt like it was time. I woke up one day, wrote my letter, and was just like, I'm quitting and I'm starting YouTube. And I've gotten the feedback ever since I did that by my YouTube growing and by me getting clients. And I don't even have to market myself. People just book sessions and it's natural because spirit is leading it. I'm just in the back seat saying, all right, spirit, take me, I'll go. And that also means at 3 a.m. when you're having anxiety, like I was last night, feeling that push energy, you don't respond to that. You trust that spirit is leading you. It is the ultimate surrender. Some of the toughest places, like even this apartment complex, I've wanted to leave here multiple times because there was a situation and I just felt like I was being tortured in a way. Like it was like I had dated somebody that was in this community and I would see him with other people and then it was like torture. I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. Why did I do this, Michelle? Why did you like date somebody where you live? And I would see him with other women and it was like literally like knives all over my body. But then I realized spirit was not moving me. I've tried to move like 10 times since that happened. But guess what was needing to happen? That person was literally helping me become the best version of myself because they showed me where I was not healed. They showed me the jealousy, the not being chosen, the abandonment wound. It hit so deep and it was daily. Like I was seeing it daily. And I also got a great perspective of what other people go through when they're dealing with that, like infidelity and neglect and getting the silent treatment and people just ignoring you. Like people are treating other people this way. And I have this whole new perspective on it. So spirit made me stay here to kind of purge all of that shit that was in my nervous system from witnessing my parents' relationship, from witnessing what happened to me as a kid, all of the abuse, the verbal abuse, physical abuse. I was purging all of that while living here and experiencing the chaos of a relationship that was unhealthy. So, and it wasn't the relationship that was unhealthy. It was me attracting a situation that was poking every sensitive button on my body. And I tried to leave, but the universe would not let me leave because they were like, hey, you need to sit in this washing machine and we're going to make sure that you are clean by the end of it. And now I can see clearly now I'm not triggered anymore. Now I know my worth. I'm like, hey, you can pick whoever you want. Like I'm still here and I'm great. And if you're not choosing me, then somebody else will. And I choose me and I love me. And I think that's a big piece of healing is we have to feel that pain of somebody not choosing us to know that we have to choose us first, and then normally they follow. But if you're going through that kind of like jealousy and abandonment and neglect, and you just feel so not chosen over and over and over again, you're being forced to heal that. Okay. And I did many sessions with my mentor to work on my nervous system so that I could still live here and endure it. And guess what happens after you do that? You become brand new. You get this new cup of love at your doorstep, and you get to start fresh, and you get to thank all of the people that poked all of those buttons that made you who you are now. They made you so much stronger. It is not fun to be put through the washing machine. Because the whole time you're in it, you're like, wait, am I supposed to be experiencing this? Am I staying in something that's uncomfortable and I should leave it, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship? And sometimes you're meant to stay there because you're meant to heal the thing first. You want to close all those karmic loops, so that you can move forward feeling like you completed what your soul came here to do. And I just got guided. They just showed me a tree. So if you guys can think of a tree, you're one branch, and you might have 6 branches that come off of your branch. And those 6 branches represent all of the intimate partnerships that you're going to connect with in this lifetime. Could be a high school relationship, then in college, then in your 20s, then in your 30s, and you might have 6. Sometimes people have 1 branch. Every soul chooses a different path. They choose different branches. So if you've been married 3 times, do not judge yourself. You chose to have 3 different branches on your tree. So embrace it, because each branch is teaching you something, and each branch is a person literally tied to you, and they're showing you where you're not healed. They're purifying you. And we get to say thank you to each of those branches after the pain is over with and done, because they really like made you a better person. And some branches stay when you go through that like hellish phase of the toxic wounding and patterns, and you're seeing each other for who you really are, and then you're clean, and now you can actually be together because you did the work, and you still love each other because you just accept the person for who they are, because you're not perfect and they're not perfect. So I think some of the best stories are when people cheat, or when people get divorced and then they get remarried again, or they come back together after the infidelity because they learned the lesson. That branch was supposed to cheat on them. That branch was supposed to poke them where they were so, they didn't even know that they had that wound. And now they're clean and clear, and they have this new heart in this bowl. And they're like, I understand myself now. I know why I was feeling abandoned, because in my childhood I was. And this person just showed up and cleared your childhood for you. So I believe in second chances. I believe in rekindling and coming back from the past. And if 2 people are willing to do the work and willing to be honest moving forward, then I think that's the sexiest thing on the planet, because growth is amazing. I'd much rather go through hell with somebody and come out the other side than kind of not experience that kind of grueling thing and just have like an easy relationship. To me, that would be boring. I like a challenge. And again, I always share my personal experiences just for fun. This is my channel. So if you don't like when I always talk about myself and my experiences, maybe you guys can find another channel to go to. But I love sharing. I'm a teacher, and I didn't grow up, but as I was teaching for those 17 years, what I was so good at was storytelling. So that's just my nature. Addictions are coming to a close. Yes. Yes. Remember, we started this session talking about when our vessel is feeling anxious and not fulfilled, we go to addictions. But when we come home to our heart and we finally heal all the things that we didn't even know existed, the addictions then go away. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't need to smoke this cigarette. I don't need to have this other glass of wine. And then it's just a habit at that point. You're just stopping the habit and replacing it with a new habit. But your addictions, and I think this was reversed when I first got it out of the deck, which means they're over. Your addictions are done. The devil card is just like alluring energy, like, come with me, have another drink, eat more food, do this thing. But when you work on your nervous system, this goes away. Okay. We're going to do a page pull. Louise Hay, Heart Thoughts. We're going to finish off with that. Oh my gosh. Can you guys guess what this is? I rejoice in my employment. My job is to express God. I rejoice in this employment. I give thanks for every opportunity to demonstrate the power of divine intelligence to work through me. Anytime I am presented with a challenge, I know it's an opportunity from God, my employer, and I quiet my intellect, turn within, and wait for words of treatment to fill my mind. I accept these blessed revelations with joy and know that I am worthy of my just reward for a job well done. In exchange for this exhilarating job, I am abundantly compensated. My fellow employees, all humankind, are supportive, loving, cheerful, enthusiastic, and powerful workers in the field of spiritual unfoldment. Whether they choose to be aware of it or not, I see them as perfect expressions of the one mind diligently applying themselves to their jobs. Working for this unseen yet ever-present chief operating officer, the ultimate chairman of the board, which is God, I know that my creative activity elicits financial abundance for the job of expressing God is ever rewarded. And so it is. There are people looking for exactly what you have to offer, and you are being brought together on the checkerboard of life. Heck yes. Spot on, right? And that could be everything we talked about of finding what did it say, rejoicing in your employment. You're finding peace where you are, you're rejoicing in it. You're seeing that, if I was meant, not regarding employment, but if I was meant to stay in this apartment to experience the pain of being abandoned and lied to and cheated on, I was meant to learn that lesson. So I have to celebrate it. I have to thank the universe for moving me here, because if I didn't move here, I would have never healed. I wouldn't be this aware. I wouldn't know my worth. I wouldn't know that, wow, that was just a reflection of everything I witnessed in childhood. And I was needing to re-feel it to finally release it. So we have to rejoice in the situations that hurt us the most, because it's setting us free. And that is the final message of these morning messages, is that we have 3 king cards. We are finally set free and coming home to our worth. We are knowing our worth. We are becoming the counselor for others. We're allowing other people to shine bright, and we are shining bright. We're giving other people permission, and we're showing them the way. So if you have a decision to make in your life, sit with everything you learned today and really ask yourself, what am I learning here? What have I learned? Is it complete? Ask Spirit to show you. Say, Spirit, if there's more for me to learn here, keep me here. If I've done what I need to do, move me. And then 2 weeks later, you'll get feedback either way. You'll get somebody saying like, it's really great that you're still here. Or you might get an offer to move careers, move jobs, move locations. Spirit always talks through other people. So pay attention to that feedback. As soon as you ask for guidance, it will come through other people. Okay. All right, lovies, I am sending you so much love. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Happy full moon in 2 days. Nurture yourselves. Do not respond to that rushed, pushy energy. Meditate, sleep, take it slow. Okay. And you might feel an activation in your body of certain emotions. So the root chakra is instability and not feeling safe and secure. So if you don't feel safe in your life, you might be healing your root chakra this full moon. If you have guilt for some reason, you're waking up in the middle of the night feeling guilt and fear about something. Also, the root chakra is fear. So if you're feeling fear in the middle of the night about your finances, about your safety, that's the root. Guilt is your sacral energy. Shame is your solar plexus. If you're feeling any kind of shame, I was feeling shame last night. I actually had dreams. If you have dreams of where you're exposed in a dream, where you're, I don't know, maybe you, this might be gross, but they just gave me a vision of somebody like peeing their pants. Maybe you have a public display of like, oh my gosh, I just peed my pants and everybody's staring at me. That's shame, right? That's not feeling, you're feeling exposed. So that would be you purging energy in your solar plexus. And then if you're feeling grief in the middle of the night or at any time of day, that's you healing your heart chakra, and so on and so on. It all goes up. So then the throat chakra would be lies and not telling the truth. If you feel like you feel bad for lying to somebody, you're healing your throat chakra this week. And then I forget what the third eye, I just blanked out. The third eye and the crown are usually your connection to spirit. Oh, illusions. If you feel like you can't discern between what's reality and what's maybe deciphering between somebody's words, you're not really good at reading people, you feel lost, you feel disconnected, that would be your third eye and your crown that's out of alignment, and you're healing that. So keep in mind, this full moon might be bringing forth those kinds of healings for you. They're healing your chakras, okay? All right, lovies, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching and supporting me and my channel. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.